Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Mawam coming back with another sit down. But before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Harakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same and teaching the same. All right, this is a quick video. Basically to back up the scriptures and prove that the Bible, the Bible is speaking in these last days. All right. We have a more sure word of prophecy. So all the words of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai will come to pass. And prophecy is coming to pass before people's eyes. All right. It's coming to pass before our eyes. Okay. And it's to the point, 2/3 of our people are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but mainly you so-called African Americans. Okay, 2/3 of our people, they're literally making funny videos out of prophecy. I'll say out of prophecy. Okay, and basically how. Which you see the video, which I'm about to play, but I'm trying to give a quick summary before I play it. But it says the evolution of society. Okay. So in this video that you're about to watch, you're going to clearly see how the love of many has waxed cold. All right. So it's not like how it was when we was growing up, and and I know for other brothers, especially in like not even that long ago, really like 10 years ago, people was more helpful. All right, plus you got to understand the economy wasn't that fucked up how it is now. It's like every decade it shifts and Esau's kingdom is coming down. Basically every decade something major happens. All right. And that brings me, before I play this, let's go here. All right. All right. This is Daniel 4:17. All right. Daniel 4:17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men." So yeah, as time went by, you saw significant change, and you saw a significant decrease in Esau, the so-called white man's empire. All right, in Babylon the Great America. Okay, you've been seeing this place been on a steady decline. Okay, all right, and let me get a precept to back that up. So this Isaiah 47:1. All right, Isaiah 47:1. "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon," which is talking about America. All right. "Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Okay. So the Lord been bringing this place down, spiritually. All right. Morally. Okay. And on all ends, economically. All right. Excuse me, got a plane flying over. So Salakia for that noise. All right. So just on all ends, even the infrastructure. All right. Esau, Esau dumbass hasn't been they haven't even been investing in their own, military equipment. That's why these other countries like China has surpassed Babylon the Great America in military might. So Esau hasn't, and that goes back to Obadiah. All right, and we can go there. It's lucky, you know, I'm on my lunch break, so that's why I'm gonna be kind of rushing it. But this Obadiah 1 and 8, Obadiah 1 and 8. All right. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? Exactly. You know, so basically, as time went on, you know, as time goes on, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah has been destroying, basically taking away the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, on the left hand side from Esau, the so-called white man. All right, beginning with the elites. All right, so they're losing their power. Okay, you know, the Lord is destroying that scepter. All right, I always have a hard time saying that. All right, you know, which represents the rulership and the power of the Edomites. Okay. All right, so they haven't been investing in the things that was necessary for their, you know, which is all by design. You know, it's all about design. All right, that's why the scripture says this, Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right, and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is bringing this place to the ground. Okay? You know, so through their pride, they have, and it's another scripture, they dig themselves a ditch. I think it's in Job. No, Slacky, I'm tripping. I think it's in Job, I want to say. All right. I'm trying to remember the precept. Well, let's go here. This Psalms, I think it's 55. All right, I'm gonna get this precept. Bear with me. This is not the original precept I was looking for, but this is pretty much, it's saying the same thing that the point I'm trying to make. All right, we're gonna start here. But it's a precept I was looking for where it goes into like the wicked. I forgot how it go, but basically the wicked falling into a ditch. All right. Not talking about the blind leading the blind. That's another scripture. We'll talk about the wicked falling into a pit or a ditch, something like that. All right. But this Psalms 37 and 35. All right. It says, I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. All right. So yeah, even though Esau, the so-called white man, he runs the world. All right, you know, got the greatest empire on the earth, runs the world according to Job 9 and 24. All right. You know, spreading himself like a green bay tree. Okay, America has its military in everybody else's country, and has embassies in everybody else's country. You know, imposing their will. You know, under that false banner of democracy. All right, and just really being the hammer of the earth. Okay. So let me see. I don't want to drag it too long. We're going to play the video. All right.
man. Oh, I got you. What happened? Hey, man, can you call the police, please? Can you call the police? Facebook, Twitter. Get with me. Got a biker boy yes, baby. I need some help. Go viral. Police. Finna go viral, baby. All right, y'all get back with me. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I need some help, man. Wait. Yo. Hey, I just fell off my bike. Take me out. We got people driving by. Ain't even helping that nigga. Oh, man.
Yeah, when I first seen it, I was laughing. But yeah, you know, and you know, like I said, I grew up in the era where, you know, and it's all facts. You would literally get in a fight with your cousin or your friend in your neighborhood, you know, and the next day y'all playing football or basketball or baseball together, okay? Or you know, you go to their house to play the PlayStation 2, WWE, you know, Madden and things like that, you know? Shit, you can't, you know, which times done changed, you know? So prophecy, you know, we at the end, okay? We're at the end. Let me see. You know, so Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is rolling out these prophecies more aggressively and more, you know, more consistently and at a fast pace. Now it's in your face. You know, you literally got people in the world, 2/3, you know, talking about they miss the old days, and then you got influencers, they making funny videos on the internet are like, you know, how time has changed. Okay? Yeah, time has changed. All right? All right. It's Matthew 24 and 12. Matthew 24 and 12. All right? And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? And that's exactly what you see. All right? And to prove that times have changed, like when I first started my job, I ain't gonna tell you, you know, but basically when I first started my job 8 months ago, you know, they was like, yeah, we have unlimited hours of overtime, you know, so if you, which, you know, 2/3 niggas been abusing that overtime. You know, Jake will literally be, you know, on the overtime, but you know how they stretch it and, you know, sit down, bullshit for an hour or two and then the rest, then start back working. You know, so that they was abusing it or whatever. But, you know, not too long ago, probably like 2 months after that, I was like, yeah, we cutting off overtime. You know, so that shows you that times have changed. And it's not just my job, it's other jobs as well that's doing it too. You know, cutting overtime, you know. So that's a sign that this place is going down. All right, Babylon the Great America is falling, okay? You have multiple hundreds of jobs. They're no longer offering overtime. And matter of fact, and this old news really, it been going on since after the so-called pandemic, okay? But jobs been doing layoffs. You know, they've been doing layoffs, cutting their workers. All right, and these big corporations been replacing workers with robots. All right, so yeah, we in the end. All right, let me read to 14. Let me read that again. Starting back at Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what you see. All right? People, like I said, 10 years ago, people would, if you broke down on the side of the road, you know, people would help you. You know, it was more normal just 10 years ago for them to pull over and help you. You know, shit, now it's rare. like how the old folks say, every blue moon. Shit, you lucky if somebody not lucky, but it's all according to the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. If somebody pull over and help you, you know. And we understand Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is in control. All right, and the scripture says in Proverbs, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. All right, so it is situations where the Lord will use your enemy to actually help you. All right, to use an adversary. All right, or somebody that's like a thorn in your flesh to actually be there to, you know, help you in that certain moment. All right, so that is nothing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah can't do. Okay, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's what happened. It's talking about this truth, all right? The truth of the Hebrew Israelites, okay? It's not talking about Christianity or Islam or anything like that, or these other religious denominations, all right? You know, it's talking about this truth of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, okay? So ever since this truth had came out, Esau's kingdom been falling, all right? And it's falling rapidly. Okay, so let me see. Okay, and we're approaching the time of Jacob's trouble. Yeah, I'm gonna get 21 and 22. All right, Matthew 24 and 21 to 22, and I'm gonna go ahead and close out too, cause my break almost up. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And it says, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Okay? That's why everything is happening so fast, because the Lord is doing this for his elect. All right? Like it says in 2nd Esdras, that grape, all right, that cluster of a grape, you know, which that represents the elect, you know, of the 12 tribes. Okay? So we almost out of here. Just wanted to show a quick example of how the love of many had waxed cold, like scripture says. So Lord willing, that was edifying. I wanted to get a quick sit down in. Going to end it and give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakak Wadash. Double honors to the old apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well. And honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same. Shalom.